Hello. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you a minute about psychopaths. I'm not a doctor, nor do I claim to be. I just thought that it would be interesting to go over psychopaths. Just from what I know, stories, research, people, talks, documentaries, etc. But first, anything said here is only in my opinion. Again, it's only my opinion. It is not fact. And I am not giving any medical advice to anyone. Let's be crystal clear. What is a psychopath? Well, it's sort of like a madman or a mad woman. That would pretty much sum it up. However, the real term is an unstable and aggressive person. What really defines someone as a psychopath? Well, a bunch of personality traits. Usually a lack of empathy, very impulsive. They have a lot of charm. They can turn that charm on and off real quick. They're very insensitive. They're punishing, kind of goes with the consequences, if you will. That just kind of hit me. They degrade or violate rights of others. They have a hard time with right and wrong. They usually have no remorse, no empathy. Lie, 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 and more lies. I think we've talked about this before. Some people can simply just tell, well, just kind of lie about the time of day. They manipulate others, always hurting others. Sometimes they have problems with the law. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes they like to cause a lot of confusion. They disregard safety. Let's say, there's a couple examples I can give. Example would be simply, it could be, since they usually don't pay attention to danger and dangerous situations, it could simply be doing a lot of sleeping around, to simply talking on a telephone while operating dangerous machinery, for example. That could just be one thing or two things. It's someone who definitely expresses anger and arrogance on a regular basis. Other possible signs could be they're very impulsive. They have reckless behavior. And because of the reckless behavior and being impulsive, their mortality rate is even higher because of their behavior patterns. To be even diagnosed, usually you have to be 18 years old. to get a proper diagnosis. A mental health professional will conduct a full mental health evaluation. During this process, the mental health professional will evaluate a person. They'll do like their thoughts, their feelings. They'll analyze their behavior patterns, their relationships. Did you know there's no clinical difference between psychopath and sociopath? They're often used interchangeably. That's true. They often are interchangeably, and they are described as ASPD. Since sociopath is not an official diagnosis, it usually joins psychopath under the umbrella of ASPD diagnosis. There's no clinical difference, really. ASPD, if you're wondering, stands for antisocial personality disorder, and that you can begin to show symptoms and signs of in childhood, but cannot be diagnosed until usually adolescence or adulthood. I guess that depends on the doctor or psychiatrist or psychologist. ASPD, usually the symptoms are you lie, you break laws. Again, you act impulsive. It's a lack of regard for safety. That means your own safety as well as the safety for others, but mostly for your own safety. Treatment can include and/or talk treatment, talk therapy, anger management. Of course, you got your medications. I wouldn't even pretend to act like I know what medications. And again, I'm no doctor. This is opinions through research, and just thought it was an interesting subject to speak on. But psychopaths may want to be loved even more than they can love. But yes, they are capable of some love. Not all love. They can love, though. Mostly it surrounds themselves, number one. And number two, mediocre around their family, like their moms and, stuff like that. It's not like you would have a real love connection with somebody like normal people. They can form some kind of, they do form feelings, let me put it like that, for, maybe a family member, or, maybe they can somewhat for an outsider, but it's not the same. Is it really in love with somebody? No, not really. From my research, of course. They can and they do cry, yes. They do have feelings, yes, mostly for themselves. They do have very huge, let me stress, they have very huge abnormally huge egos. Let me repeat that. They have huge egos, very abnormally huge egos. Studies show that psychopaths usually speak in a controlled manner. Did you hear the key word I said? Controlled. Sometimes you don't have to be a doctor or a rocket scientist. You don't have to go get all of your degrees. You don't have to go for school for a lifetime and all of the things. Sometimes common sense goes a long, long ways. But again, I'm not a healthcare professional, nor do I claim to be. But I will claim to have common sense all day long. I don't claim to have book sense. I don't claim any of that. Although I do like to read. I may not read good. I may get my words mumbo-jumboed. But I'm not one of these that says, I've seen in there, but Sebastian left in shoes, and 2 months later he had that picture, he has shoes. If that's him, I'm just saying. People, calm down. I don't know if that's him or not, but if that's him, a big if, because see, that could be generated, but if that is him, and it could be an old picture too of him. It could be him, but it could be an old picture. Somebody placed him somewhere there. Not to bust anybody's bubble. Or it could really be him. But let's talk about the shoes just a second. Since I got myself off on that tangent. Look, you're not going to leave with shoes, and common sense would tell you 2 months later you would still be without shoes, more than likely. Have y'all ever went swimming? I have. And I've went plumb barefooted. And then I've decided, hey, I'm going to do something else. I better stop at the dollar store and get me a pair of flip-flops or something. And I've done just that. I'm just saying. Now back to the psychopath stuff. Psychopaths don't empathize emotional words like other people do. And guess what? Psychopaths are usually attracted to those who are very dependent, who are very cooperative, and a pushover. Whoops. That leaves somebody like me out. Oh boy. So, if you are not dependent on somebody, you're not cooperative with somebody, and you're not a pushover, you don't have to worry about ever being pinned down by a psychopath. Knock on wood. Anyway, no, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I'm just saying, those are just some things I want to put out here. And I hope it helps you stay away from the psychopaths. The men want their better half to be accepting, from what I'm doing my research on. And the women psychopaths want their men to be obedient. So, wow, that's something. Again, psychopaths usually love their family in their own way, but they cannot love or care about the rest of the world. Which I find that fascinating. I really do. They have very low fear. And they are jealous people, but not like you think. Not like normal people are jealous. And there's different types of jealousy, but we won't go there today. Just get your peanut butter, honey. In particular, they are the suspicious form of jealousy. And that's not good. That's never, ever, ever good when you get somebody who is the suspicious form of jealousy. They also can read people pretty good. I mean, think about it. If they're the suspicious form of jealousy, that's all they're doing is trying to study somebody. All up in somebody's beeswax. I'm just saying. They also, like, it's almost like a stalking thing, I guess. I don't know. It's just weird. But I could go on and on about this. But I will say, if you're dealing with a psychopath, then yes, you are dealing with a narcissist too. Probably 9 out of 10 times, I would just personally say. Now, I don't know that to be a fact, but I would say 9 out of 10 times you're dealing with a narcissist, according to what I've looked at. And I would like to do a short video or something on a narcissist. I find narcissists, they're irritating, they're butt heads. I would like to dig into narcissists a little bit more. I have been around so many narcissists, it is not funny, but I would like to pick their brain. But I would. I'd like to dig a little bit deeper into those. But anyway, I think I will do a short video on that. But anyway, 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with those as much as you're dealing with a psychopath or a sociopath. And I'd love to get into that a little bit more, because I think it's very interesting. And what I do on this page or this live or in my chat or on Smiley's World, I do because I want to. And it's Smiley's World. And what goes on in Smiley's World is just what it is. It can be raw, it can be happy, it can be sad, it can be mad or glad, it can be whatever I want it to be. Maybe I'm Smiley's psychopath. I don't know. I do talk in the third person sometimes. But anyway, I can hear y'all now. I do want to tell you, if you're in a relationship with a psychopath, real quick though, the tips are this. Please know they will not change. Never blame yourself because it's not your fault for anything. Keep your money separate. I would suggest you always have yourself a backup rat hole use of money. That's what I call it. Rat hole. I said rat, R-A-T, hole, H-O-L-E. Rat hole use of money back. Okay? Because you're probably going to have to get gone. Rat hole you some money back for the dire time you need to leave. Because I think you're going to need to leave. That's just me in my opinion, though. And keep your money separate. Always keep your money separate. Now, I don't have to worry about that. I just mix up I do it. Look. Normal people don't have to do that stuff. It's good if you want to keep you a little separate something. But I ain't used to dealing with no psychopath, crazy people, madman, woman stuff, okay? I don't know what's wrong with this world today, but they are out there, and I'm telling you, take care of yourself, that's all, okay? You don't have to live like this. It's not normal. Ask friends and family for support. Don't be afraid to ask. Leave if you have to. Please don't say you can't. I know it's easier said than done, but especially with a psychopath. But be careful. Okay, be careful. Leave while they are gone. Leave while they are gone. If you have kids, make sure your kids can leave when you leave. Don't worry about packing your stuff. Don't worry about that. Take only what you need. And if you don't have anywhere to stay, call a local domestic abuse shelter to help you. Remember, your safety comes first. Psychopaths don't react well to being left or broken up with somebody. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about if they're going to be mad. Don't worry about them. You worry about yourself and you worry about your safety. This too will pass. You worry about you. You and your children are number one. Remember your safety, though. Your safety comes first. You are what matters. You and your children. But you do not have to stay in that. You do not have to live in that. And if you need a domestic violence line or you are in domestic violence, please call. Call for help. You can call 1-800-799-7233. Remember, you're enough. Your life is important. You matter. And your children matter if you have children. Do not be a victim. Be strong. You're stronger than this. Your life matters. Again, 1-800-799-7233. Get out.